Hi, I am Bhavik Thakkar. Welcome to Btitude. If you are more comfortable with Hindi language, please hit the I button and go to the Hindi version of the same video. And if you are more comfortable with English, let's carry on. In this video, we are going to take some very important percentage questions. These are the questions which are asked in the recent examination. So it is according to the latest trend. And we are going to solve them just in some seconds using the beautiful Btitude technique. Now this shortcut actually comes from your fundamentals. So you have to be very clear about your percentage fundamentals. So first thing you need to do is to hit the I button and go to the percentage playlist of Btitude. You have to watch all those videos so that you are fully equipped to tackle these questions that we are going to take in this examination, which are very important from real exam point of view. Now, the questions that I am going to cover here are two scenario type questions, I would say. That means when the scenario changes, for example, if the number of voters, if some percentage of voters would have voted rather than A, they would have voted for B, then something different happens. So two scenarios. Something has already happened. If these percentage voters would have changed their votes, other thing could have happened, then something. Or maybe tax rate. Instead of some X percentage tax rate, if government increases it to Y% or decreases it to Y%, what will be the change of income tax liability or something like that. So two different scenarios. Are you getting this? These are the questions on that. Or maybe commission rate for a salesman, if his particular salary structure is changed and the commission rate is increased or decreased, then what will be the effect on his income? Something like that. Fine. Or maybe rate of interest. Whatever you are depositing in the bank, if the rate of interest changes from X% to Y%, what will be the effect on your income or something like that? Fine. So these all questions coming up next. So without wasting any time, let's proceed to the questions now. Well, here is the first question. You can always pause the video and solve it on your own. Look, what I'm going to do in this particular video is I'm going to solve all the questions with the traditional methods as well, so that you get an idea how you can solve the question with traditional methods, and later how exactly can we solve them using Btitude shortcut method. Alright then. First, let us use traditional method to solve this. As soon as we look at the question, first thing we know that as it is said that A won the election by 324 votes, we can make an equation that A is equal to B plus 324, right? That would have been the traditional method. First equation number 1. Now, there is a scenario. The condition is something like this. If 20% of the voters who had voted for A, they would have rather voted for B. That means A's votes are A, but 20% he might have lost. So that means minus 0.2A. On the other hand, B got whatever he had plus 20% of A. Right? And then even if this would have happened, these particular voters would have switched over to B, then B would have won the election by twice the margin. So he would have won by twice this number, that is 648. So then he would have won by 648. So minus 648, then they would have been equal because he won. So if we deduct 648 from there, then they would be equal. So look, there are two equations, 1 and 2 equations. You can solve them. You can find out, because we are supposed to find out total number of votes, you can find out A plus B. That is one method. You can solve this. I am not going to solve this, right? I am just giving you an idea. This is how exactly you can solve particular question using traditional method. On the other end, now look, the Btitude shortcut method for this kind of the questions where there are different scenarios, right? Something is just changing from one scenario to another scenario and the data is given in percentage terms. We have to visualize. That is the key, right? And because, look, because it is a bit difficult to visualize for each and every students, that is exactly the reason why I am doing it with traditional method as well. In case some students cannot grasp the logical methods, at least they have got the traditional method to answer the question. But if you are good enough, or if you are really ready to work hard, you can answer this question something like this. All you need to do is to compare. You can compare. Okay, what happened? First, he was losing by this many votes, and then he won by twice that many votes. So what would be the difference in between the votes he got before as compared to the votes that he is getting now? Obviously 324 plus twice of it. So in total it would be thrice of it, right? So 972 is the difference. Are you getting this? He did not only recover 324, he got further up. So he recovered from loss 324 plus twice of 324. So in total it is 324 into 3, 972 is the difference. Are you getting this? You have to visualize this. Fine. Now visualize one more thing. Okay, try to understand this. If we both have got equal amount of money, say 50 rupees. If I give you 10 rupees, what will be the difference in our amounts? It will not be 10. We both had 50. I gave you 50, so I gave you 10, so I am now at 40. You got 10, so you are at 60. So the difference is actually 40 and 60, 20. So the difference doubles. Are you getting this? I just transferred 10, but the difference looks like 20. Fine. So this is the visualization that you must be able to understand. So here you can understand, if the difference is 972, actually the transferred one would be half of it, which would be actually 486. So this would be the number of voters who would have switched from A to B. So the difference looks double, right? Alright. Now this is nothing but 20% of A. So how would you get 100% into 5, from 20 to 100 into 5? So A's vote will be this. B's vote, because B just lost it by 324 votes, so B's vote would be 486 into 5, A's vote minus 324. So the total votes would be nothing but 486 into 5 plus 486 into 5 will be 486 into 10. So 4860 minus 324. That's about it. So it should be 4536. These would be the total number of votes, 4536. Easy, right? So this is what Btitude method is all about. Fine. So you have to decide. Look, it's very easy. If you think in these terms, just make an equation. It's very easy to make an equation, but it will kill our time, right? So there is a saying, you have to understand this. The more you sweat now, the lesser you would bleed in the war. Are you getting the connection? Right? So if you are preparing more now, if you are putting more efforts now in the real war, you would be bleeding lesser. That means it would be very easy for you in the exam. So you can work hard now, or you can waste time in the exam. It's something that you have to decide. So if you are really trying hard and try to visualize the thing, you can actually do it something like this, right? Let's move on to the second question, then it would be more clearer to you. Here, well, again, you can actually pause the video and solve it on your own. I am first going to solve it using the traditional method. So first of all, because we are asked the initial income, let us assume initial income as say X. Now initially, what was the tax? The tax was, because 25% was anyway tax free, that means 75% was taxable only. So this was the previous income, 75%, this is taxable income, and I was charged 18% tax into 18 by 100. This was the previous tax. Okay, what I am paying now? Now my income is plus 6,000. So X plus 6,000. Right? Now again 25% is tax free in both the cases. So 25% is tax free. So taxable income is 75% multiplied by 75 by 100. But this time my tax is only 15%. So into 15 by 100. And it is said that both the taxes are same, right? The tax liability did not change. So you can make an equation, solve it, and you will get your answer. Look, it's not really very difficult from this one. It's easy. But still, if you develop that lateral thinking, it would help you in much tougher questions. So even for easy questions, if you can think logically, it is going to help. So here, You can obviously do this, but yeah, try to understand. Yeah, X is your answer. That is very easy. But Btitude method. Now here what we understand? We understand that 25% is tax free. So what is the difference? The difference is I am getting 6,000 more income this time. Out of this 6,000, 1,500 will be anyway tax free. 25%, 1/4 is tax free. So I'll have to pay tax on 4,500 at which rate? At new rate, right? Because this is new income. So 15%. Okay. So the thing is that my tax liability should increase, right, by this much. But because I have to pay 3% lesser tax in the previous income, right? In the previous taxable income, I have to pay 3% lesser. So previous taxable income, let us understand T, and that's 3% is something like this, and they are equal, right? Because overall tax liability does not change. That means whatever the tax liability increased, exactly that much tax liability has decreased. This has to be equal. That means my taxable income in the previous case would be nothing but 4,500 into 5 will be 22,500, I would say, right? So taxable income was 75% plus 25% would be 1/3, right? This is 75. So from 75, 25 is 1/3. 1/3 of this would be 7,500. Total income would be 30,000. So this is how, this is the terms in which I want you to think, because this is beautiful. When you think, when you can think like this, you really feel confident and you can answer any question damn easily. Fine. When we move to the further difficult questions, this kind of the thinkings will help. For example, this one. Again, you can pause the video and try to solve it on your own. First, I am going to solve it in the traditional approach. Well, traditional approach, I would say, so we are supposed to find out the sales. So say for example, he has made the sales of X rupees. So first, in the previous structure, in the previous salary structure, all he could get was 7% commission. So on this, just 7% commission, that's it. But now he is getting 4% commission plus 3,000 salary. So now this is what he used to get. What he will get? 3,000 plus 4% of X minus 10,000, right? Just understand this, minus 10,000, because he is going to get 4% on his sales above 10,000. So whatever his sales is, deduct 10,000, that is your sales above 10,000, 4% of it plus 3,000. So this is what he is getting, and because of this he is getting 800 more. So that means this plus 800 is equal to this, right? You can solve this, and how much sales you made, of course X rupees. So you can solve this and X will be your answer. So again, it's not that difficult. It will take maybe a minute, but if you really are logical, that is what will help you in further questions as well. So always try to think logically. Here, how you can think? Let's try to figure it out. Because it is said that 10,000 above he is getting this commission, right? In this particular scenario, he is getting his commission only after 10,000. So let us assume, what if he is just making 10,000 rupees sales. So if the sales is 10,000, all right, in the previous structure, salary structure, he is going to get 7%, that is 700. In now new structure, he is going to get 3,000. And that's it. He is not going to get any commission because he has not made any sales more than 10,000. So he is not going to get any commission. So in this new structure, if he is making the sales of 10,000, he is getting 2,300 more in the second case. But he is getting only 800 more in this case. So that means now, look, now you have to understand, now for every sales he will make, he will be getting 3% lesser. So in previous scenario, he was getting 7%, now he will be getting 4% only now after 10,000, right? So now he will be getting loss. Now if he is making more sales, the previous structure was more beneficial, he was getting 3% more. New structure will be, he will be getting 3% lesser, right? So he is actually getting from 2,300, he is only getting 800 more. That means 1,500 is the difference, right? And he is getting 3% lesser. So that 3% is actually 1,500. Then the total sales would be 100%, right? What would be that 100%? So 3 into 5, 15, 2 zeros. So 100 into 5, 500 and 2 zeros. That would be 50,000. But don't forget the previous 10,000 cells. These 50,000 cells is on the top of that 10,000 plus 10,000 will make it 60,000. So this is the logic, right? If you can think in these terms, nobody can stop you. And that is what I am trying to do. But at the same time, I am giving you the traditional methods too, so that it doesn't become like you don't really think that this is the only way, and if we cannot think this way, then we are gone. No, I am giving you the frank advice. This is also not bad, but when the questions really get tough, it would be easier that the tough method would really work, because in traditional method it would take lots of time. Alright then, this is pretty easy too. Let's move on to the fourth and the last question of this video. Again, you can pause it and try to do it yourself. I am going to solve it with the traditional method first. Okay, now look, traditionally we will say he is investing in two parts. So let's say A plus B. Obviously total is 40,000. So first equation is pretty easy, right? Now what he is getting on A, 6%. So I would say A into 6%. And what he is getting on the second, 7.5%. So B into 7.5 by 100, right? But his income on the first investment is 240 more. So this income is equal to this income plus 240. Now obviously you have got two equations, right? Two equations, two variables A and B. You will be able to find it out. And the question is second scheme investment, that is B. So B is equal to how much? So obviously these are two equations. You can solve it and you can get your answer. Fine. That is traditional method. Now how will Btitude student be able to do it? Let's try to figure it out. We will compare, right? We'll compare. Okay. Okay. Now we can just split like 40,000. What if just take starting point, right? Then we can understand the difference between the scenario. Let's take a starting point. What if we invest 20k in both the cases? In first scheme, I'll be getting 6%, that is 1200. In second scheme, I'll be getting 7.5% of this will be 1500. So I'm actually getting 300 more here. This is what is happening. But this is what is happening if I am actually investing 20k in each case, 20,000 in each case. But I have to get more income from this one. That means I'll have to transfer some of this investment to this one, right? Because if I'm investing equal, I'm obviously getting more in the second one. But they are saying in the first investment, I'm getting more income. That means I'll have to transfer some of this investment to that one. Now, when I'll transfer 100 rupees, because here I'm getting 7.5%. So I'll be getting 7.5 rupees out of 100. That I will not be getting. If once I transfer, the income of this particular portfolio will go down by 7.5 and that income will increase by 6. So 7.5 will be decreased and 6 will be increased. So the difference will be 13.5. For every 100 rupees that I transfer, 13.5 will be the difference. So for 13.5 difference, I have to transfer 100 rupees from this to that. But I have to actually transfer 300 plus 240, right? Because here it is already 300 more. I'll have to get it down by 300 and then I have to lower it further by 240 so that this one is greater. So by 540. So if I want to make the difference of 540, how much should I transfer? Now you can actually see here 13.5 into 4 is 54, right? 135 into 4, 540. So you can say into 40. Into 40, 100 into 40 is 4,000. Look, you can always cross multiply this into this by this, but if you are good enough with your calculation, you can easily figure it out. It is 4,000. So that means you have to transfer 4,000 from this to that. That means here 4,000 will be added 24k and here 4,000 will be deducted 16k. So the question was in second scheme, it would have been 16k. So I hope you are loving it. Fine. This is kind of the thinking that I want you to develop. Look, it's all about your thinking. Fine. Just because I am telling you, it's not going to happen. There are some easy methods for which I don't teach you the traditional method, but this is not easy and some of you might not really grasp it. So that is why I have given you both the methods. Fair enough. So I hope you loved it, and there is a great news coming up. We are actually launching our new app, that is Btitude app. All you have to do is to go to the Google Play Store, type Btitude, and our app would be first on the list. All you need to do is to download that app, right? And you can actually use the features to your advantage for your learning process. If you want to know how exactly can you use the features of this app, you can hit the I button and get to that video. Fine? It will actually give you an idea how exactly can you use the features of this particular app. There are lots of free videos, free study material as well. So you can actually use this free study material, free assignment and everything. Fine? Alright then, another thing, if you are actually pursuing one of these courses and if you are interested to join Btitude online batches on that through that app, you can actually hit the I button and go to the video where we are going to give you the idea about Btitude online packages. Fine? And still, if you have got any query regarding dates or fees or something, you can actually call on this number and your queries will be resolved. Fair enough then? Alright then, I hope you enjoyed this video. So all I need you to do is to subscribe to my channel in case you haven't done it yet, and please hit that bell icon. That is the most important thing, because even if you subscribe to my channel, you will not be knowing whether I am uploading new videos or not, which I am doing pretty regularly. So please hit that bell icon so that you get a notification as soon as I upload new videos, and you could be the first to watch all my new videos. Alright then, please like this video, share it with your friends, family, all other aspirants that you know of. Fine? And put comments. That is the most important thing. Put comments, whatever you feel, whatever your recommendations are, whatever your requests are. Fine? Let us make it a two-way communication. Fine then, keep watching, keep learning, keep enjoying.